like coconut? You like coconut?
I like coconut? Yeah. I like coconut shrimp.
Ooh.
Everybody hates it, but I love it.
Dirt Surfers! Welcome, guys. Welcome to Dirt Surfers. I'm your host, Ferny Gonzalez. This is my co-host,
Mark Martinez.
and today we're going to talk a little bit about who we are. We've been talking about this podcast for almost 5 years. I've been wanting to do this, and finally we're attacking this, and we wanted to shine some light on El Paso, introduce ourselves as creators and artists, and just talk about what we're trying to do here in the city. So first we'll start off with who the hell we are. Who is you, Mark Martinez, and who is I, Ferny Gonzalez? So Mark, I'm going to start off with you. It's going to be like therapy. I can already see you sweating. I can already see you
Okay.
a little nervous. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Mark.
I am Mark Martinez. I have a brother, older brother named Chris Martinez. Both parents, Tony and Sylvia Martinez. Born and raised in El Paso.
Were you? I thought you were. I'm telling you where you were born. I thought you were born. Didn't you live somewhere else, like when you were young?
No, I lived here my whole life. Well, I mean, I did I lived in California for a little bit, but that was like after high school and stuff like that.
Keep going.
What
What are you doing in the city, Mark?
I'm a skateboarder, a filmmaker, and trying to be a businessman, but
Business.
still working on that. You know.
Nah, I consider you a businessman. You're a businessman. We're businessmen.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
who you are.
I mean, I guess that's the
gist of it.
yeah. Those are like the things I do. I'm a dad.
How many kids do you have, Mark?
I have 2 kids.
Shout out to the little ones.
I have 2 daughters, 8 and 3. Well, Sage is going to be 3 this.
Oh man, it's gonna be so nutty
weekend
when they start listening to this and they're like, "The hell, Dad."
Yeah, it's going to be weird.
No, but this is why we're doing this kind of stuff, right? So that people can know who we are. And well, I mean, I'll tell you one thing: my family has no idea who I am. So I'm doing. I talked to my mom. I was like, "We're gonna be recording. We're gonna be talking about you. I'm talking about my dad. I'm talking about everything."
Mm-hmm.
She just got all weird. Didn't know what to say. She's like Don Francisco. I'm like, not like that. More like personal stuff. She didn't know what to say.
I don't even think my parents know what podcasts are.
No, that's not true. Your mom.
No, I mean, or how to listen to them.
Well, also so I feel like there's 2 types of podcasts. There's like the ones where like we're riffing, we're going off. There's a premise, but we're just talking, right? And then there's others that are very structured and NPR style.
Yeah.
What would you say? Well, going back, we're sidetracking. I'll talk a little bit about myself. Well, I'm 32 years old. I feel ancient. I consider myself a skateboarder myself, hence Dirt Surfers. Screen printing is what I do. I draw. I'm an artist. At one point, I was doing a lot of graffiti, which we'll get into later on in these episodes. And then I met Mark in the business side, and then we started doing what actually nobody really knows what we're doing, but Desert People is what we've been doing. Besides that, I'm not a dad. I don't have any kids. I'm not married. Just trying to figure it out. Yeah. So this is also a way this is like self-discovery, right?
Yeah.
Why do you love our city? I actually had this conversation with my mom last night. Do you even love it?
I do love it. I love the city because
dude, the food.
The food. The one thing that I do love about the city, but also can cause problems, is that it's so far away from other cities, like bigger cities. So I do think that you can have that, like you can go into the desert or drive and, just there's nothing around you. You could see the stars.
Yeah.
And, there's spots like that all over the city. And that's one reason why I like that, because when you're in other cities, sometimes you don't get that.
Yeah.
Like there's just buildings on top of buildings.
That's
and
true.
So, and I do like that too, but that's just one other reason that I love the city. And then I don't know. I feel like
Opportunity, don't you think? Like, I think we have like a what's the word? An advantage against other people, in the sense of finding who you are first here instead of going to a bigger city and kind of just following whatever is going on there, which is hard to do, like to find yourself in your hometown is well, especially here in El Paso, is pretty freaking tough.
Yeah, I think we have enough of community to explore like who we are.
Yeah.
But not so much that you'll get forced into doing something. You know? Like you have plenty of room to like expand and like how to express yourself here. So and I don't mean this like in a negative way, but there isn't a whole lot of people pursuing that. So, there's not like this constant competition.
Well, I think that's why we started trying to find something to do at a really young age, right? Because, damn, dude, I remember you were like putting cameras up at Spirit or some shit. I don't even know what the hell you were doing. And you were always helping your family and stuff with the business and stuff. And I mean, I've always been working. I think I was at Old Navy, and I was like, dude, I'm done. Like, I can't fold clothes anymore. And you're like, well, why don't we just start, our own thing? It's like, I think also that you'd always talk shit about how much I would, like, not talk shit, but you would bring it to my attention, like, how much I would know about work, right? You'd be like, damn, like, you're really into Old Navy. And I think that's the problem. Like, you get stuck in these places just in this loop, and then you just think that that's life, right? And then you look at, that was another point that me and you were talking about, that you can't really see who is doing shit here in El Paso as far as like the creative side of things, because everyone's busy like, working or going out, or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I didn't mean to talk shit. Like
talking shit
that you were working. I guess.
I quit 2 jobs because of you, Mark.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I get it.
No, but look, we're here now. Like, this is good.
I guess what I see is other people in other places becoming professionals and in like a creative field, and I don't really.
Patience with this, guys. This is our first episode. They'll get better as they come.
Yeah, we're feeling the
It's 420, man. Pass the bong.
The pacing of it.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah. Jobs.
Oh yeah. I was not talking shit about you working. Like, it's, everybody has to work, but I guess if I have to say, people that I know that have like something in them, like creative,
that's true.
They when they're working, they talk about things that they want to do a lot. And
yeah, you do pick up on those kinds of things, because I wouldn't even realize.
Somebody tells me every day they hate their job, or like, oh fuck, well, one day I'm gonna do this, and then they tell me every single day or every other day, hey, maybe we should do this.
Yeah, I would have meant a lot to you. Yeah,
and I'm not saying like that's a bad thing, but I'm like, okay, why don't you just?
What do you like, or what do you like to do?
How do we figure this?
Where do you think that comes from, like in you?
I guess it started. I guess I really noticed it when I was skating, like in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I've said the story before, but like me and my friend group started getting kind of good at skateboarding, and I you know, it was all like on our minds, like, oh, we're gonna get sponsored one day. And
You were projecting like I'm gonna get sponsored. I'm gonna do this for real. It wasn't just like, oh, let's go skate.
No, like I already knew like early on that there were sponsors, and you just sent them like tapes, and you could get stuff from them.
Dude, I didn't even know that.
Well, you know, when I got on Blade and Skate, they like explained it to me, and I would see.
How old were you when you got onto Blade and Skate?
I was 13. Yeah, I was like
shut the fuck up.
8th grade summer. Yeah, they had a contest.
Dude, you were 13 years old?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, and then?
So riding for Blade and Skate, I would see like all the stuff coming in, you know, and also I knew Matt Telly and his family, the owners of the skate shop, so I would kind of see this different side of things.
Dude, I hate to interrupt you, but did you guys ever post up off of Donovan and Red Road? You know where Cherokee is? Cherokee Driving School? Yeah. In the back, there was like a parking lot.
Yeah, that's
Dude, oh my God, you're blowing my mind, because I remember there'd be ramps. Like, so me and my mom would go to, there was a grocery store. I doubt you know. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you know, but it's Mandos.
Yeah. I'm by sticks there. I used to before it's not there anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I remember driving there, and in that back parking lot, there was like ramps and shit. I was like, what the hell is that? I was like, Mom, please, like, let's go by. Let's go check it out. We went to the grocery store, and then we went back, and you guys were all gone. Yeah. Is that around that time?
Yeah, because that's when Blade and Skate opened, and that was their first location. And
what was their first location?
That spot, well, like right around the corner, it was like all those
in those warehouses.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You'd open the garage door, and then there was a skate shop.
What the fuck?
So, and the only reason why I knew is because I went to school with Matt, and
you guys the same grade?
No, he's older than me. I think.
Yeah, he is older.
I think he's a year or two older than me. I can't remember. But
so
anyway.
that was their first location.
Yeah, I was on Donovan. So they built like, I don't know who built the ramps.
It was probably his dad.
Yeah, so they had like a quarter pipe and.
Dude, but these were not your like, because I mean I grew up on those plastic ones, remember?
No, they did have the PVC pipe ones.
No, there was wood. I remember seeing like
Oh, well, it was wood, but then the rails were
No,
PVC
not those. The ones
pipe.
from Toys R Us. You know those really shitty ones? Hey, shout out to my homie Joe. I'm not talking shit, but those ramps were whack, man.
Yeah.
They did the job. They did the job, though.
Well, I feel
But then we started building our own shit exactly because, you know, it's like plastic kickers only go so far.
So the back of that place was where they would set up the ramps because it was flat. Because in the front, you couldn't. There was not. The ground was all rough. So that little spot by like that bar.
Yeah, dude, because I was little, dude.
Yeah. I was. So when they opened it, I was in 7th, gonna be in 8th grade. Damn. So then I would go there all the time, and you know, it was a skate shop on the west side because I went to Skate City before that, you know, but Skate City was like.
So you feel like you learned pretty quick through skateboarding, like who you were and what you liked and what you wanted to do. Like you were really like, okay, I'm about this.
Well, yeah, because I'm like, oh, how do I get on the team? Because I saw like.
But were you already like pretty good? Like you were already like kick flipping. You were already.
Well, yeah, I was.
Because like you weren't just like, oh, I want to be on the team, but you suck. Like you were already skating with them. You were already like.
No, it's something. It was just something in skateboarding just clicked with me.
Really?
They had a contest in 8th grade summer.
That's so sick.
And then I entered like they had like the levels. They had like a kids one, and then they had like an adult one. So all the high school kids.
It's funny to say adult, right? Like
yeah, I don't know. I forgot if it was like novice or beginner. But they had like very beginner, and then they had like a intermediate and advanced. That's what it was. It was beginner, intermediate, and advanced.
Yeah, and it was just like heats.
Yeah, so it was like beginner was like all the little kids that would just like, you know, they would try and throw their board and everybody would clap once, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of I liked it because you see the little tiny kids. And anyways, I entered the intermediate one because I was like not that old. Like I wasn't as good as the other guys. Anyways, I won that, and then they put me on the team after that. And then I guess after that, my buddy Pee Wee got on the team too. And Was he on the team? Anyways, he moved to San Diego freshman year, and when he was there, he was only there for 6 months, and then me and my group of friends went to stay with him for
I bet he was ripping
for 2-3 weeks at his mom's house in San Diego, and I just noticed the difference between El Paso skate scene and the skate shop, and also just the city compared to San Diego. It was like,
in what sense? Just like non-existent here.
it was like really like primitive, compared to over there. Because in San Diego at that time, that was like
it was popping.
that was like the epicenter of the skateboarding. It wasn't even Los Angeles like it is now. It was San Diego, because that's where like Tony Hawk was, and all the skate companies were out there, like in Orange County. So like they had that big white MCA skate park, and it was a huge scene. So then Pee Wee, just being there 6 months, he came back to El Paso, and we hadn't skated with him, and he just was like way better than us. So I was just confused as to why that was, and I just noticed early on that like if you just have like different like surroundings and
your environment,
you have like different ideas.
Dirt surfers, you were around just a bunch of dirt.
Yeah, so
You're absolutely right.
you could like do those things. So I could see that, like, why can't we do those things that the other people in other cities would do?
Yeah.
So that's why I think sometimes here we don't know that, because we're kind of just, we're just so, like, there's a whole lot of history with like our parents and like being Mexican Americans and like third generation. So it's like we don't want to stand out, or we don't want to piss off our parents or our grandparents, lived on $1 or something for like 2 months, so you feel like you're like disrespecting them.
America for you.
Yeah,
it's like, oh man,
you feel like
you're skateboarding. That's what you're doing with your life.
You feel like you let them down. Anything.
I still kind of do,
Yeah. So then.
That's true. I didn't even really think about that.
So I feel like it's a privilege that we're not in that position, in the sense that, like,
yeah, but also your parents, like, they supported your skating. Like my mom, I know your mom supported your skating, right? Like, or was she like, when is this gonna end? Because I know my mom never asked me that. She was like, I'm glad that you found something that you can go do, exercise. Because I know they told her like at a really young age, like, Ferny has ADHD. He needs to put him in karate or some shit. Like, do whatever. I found skateboarding, karate, all that other shit didn't work. But me finding my own thing, she was like, cool. Like, if that's what it is, then all right, we'll buy a board every month or whatever. And I mean, skating's obviously a little expensive. It's not on the cheap end, right? The shoes especially, but she always supported my skateboarding. I don't think I've ever asked you that, but how were your parents with skateboarding?
I don't think they ever understood it. They didn't.
What do you mean?
Like they didn't like not support it, but they didn't support it. You know what I mean?
Okay, they just didn't like you.
They just thought it was I was like a kid, and
like he'll grow out of it or whatever.
Yeah,
like it's just one of those things.
It was,
I don't think people understand how like, dude, skating can really impact your life, man. Like it shapes you. Like there's a special thing with skaters,
Yeah, I mean, like it just changes so many things in your life, as far as like your music taste, how you look at things, because how you occupy your time, because if it wasn't for skating,
it's weird to say, but when I would brag about skateboarding, my dad would kind of get jealous. Like he was like, because like I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I don't know if he was getting jealous, but he was like, he would look at me like, you don't even know. Like, you're just little. Mm-hmm. Like, you think you got it all figured out. You think you're good at this thing or whatever. Because I would brag about it. I'd come home and I'd brag about it. Like, you don't fucking know. Like, I'm one person here and I'm a different person out there. I would say shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he'd be like, what? What are you doing? And I was like, what did I... Oh, linen and... No, not linen and things. What was it? Was it linen and things? Yeah, the linen and thing drops.
Yeah.
I felt like, oh, dude, I'm going to... That because of skateboarding, I was able to have like the courage to step up to my dad to be like, you don't even know, or all that crap.
Oh, it seems like you had a lot of like
yeah. We'll talk,
way.
For sure. Well, and that's why I'm asking you about, like, my dad thought it was like, I remember I snapped my board and I was so scared. I asked my dad for a new skateboard and I walked into his room, he was just sleeping. Mm-hmm. And I remember Psych had just put out those like highlighter green decks.
Mm-hmm.
They're super shitty boards now that I think about it, but it just looked really cool. Anyways, I asked him, and he was like, "Well, how much is it?" And he was like, I told him I was like $50, and he looked at me like it was like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So I never asked him again. But then the next day, it showed up on my bed. So I was like, "Oh, okay, like he cares." So that's how I see it, like, because he could have been like, "Nah, man, like no board for you." But yeah, I always felt like it's not. It almost does feel like a superpower, man. Like skating's something else. Like there's still nothing that I can find that compares to either learning a new trick or, you know, just skating down the street or whatever. Like there's just nothing like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of is a superpower.
Yeah, I mean,
because I mean, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean,
because dude, seeing you, man, like, I think you've motivated everybody. I think you like obviously you know. Like a lot of people here in El Paso look up to you as far as skateboarding goes, and they still do. But it's cool to hear this because, man, I could have sworn you started like, I don't know, man, like when we started or some shit. You know what I mean? Because Andrew started at 13.
Yeah.
So I can see.
Oh, you mean like when you guys started?
Yeah, like actually skateboarding. Like I'm talking like, you know, waking up, filming, editing, finding a song, you know, getting in fights, all that bullshit.
No, I mean, I knew about skating from all the way back in 4th grade, but I just didn't try it because I just felt like it was something that only the cool kids did. Because like my best friend was this guy, Chris Shahan.
I think that's why we can say posers, right? We can call people posers because you're like, yeah, dude, unless you're doing this shit, like, don't call yourself a skater.
Dude, I was just like, there's no fucking way that I can be like these guys. So I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. Oh, so Chris was.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, I gotta give it to Chris. He like introduced me to so many things, like movies, and he was all about like, you haven't heard of this, bro? Check this out, bro. Borrow this movie, watch it tonight. You know, doing that thing to me. And so I was around it. His older brother skated, and then his older brother was friends with like all the like most like the best guys on the west side.
Yeah, that's how I got introduced too, because of my brother. Because my brother skated with like Beto Blaze and all those guys.
Okay, yeah. So it's usually the older brother. I mean,
yeah, right.
And
shout out to all the older brothers.
Yeah. So I was around skating, but I didn't start till about seventh, like 8th grade.
What was your first board? Was your first board like some Walmart piece of shit, or was it something that was actually skatable?
No, it was skatable. And the only reason why my dad bought it for me was because.
Oh wait, your dad bought your board?
Yeah, my dad bought me my first board because I felt so bad because I remember I tried like a bunch of different things, but I really wanted to get into BMXing first, like in middle school.
What would you have? What kind of did you ever get?
I had a Schwinn Super Stock, and I remember my dad. They were still like they had started their business, and they hadn't, they were still like figuring it out. But
yeah,
my dad, he thought it was like a bike was like $100 or something.
Yeah.
And then we went to Ride On Sports, and it was like $300.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, "Oh man."
Even the mongooses, like I remember the bottom tier was like the mongoose.
Oh, they were like 150.
Yeah, man.
Like
those things were expensive.
So my dad, we put it on layaway. So like for my birthday, like he put some money, and then like I think by Christmas time or something,
I got the Schwinn.
Yeah, he got me a Schwinn Super Stock, and it was super sick. And then I only had it for like a week or two, and then I tried to bunny hop, and I smashed my face, and I like broke my teeth. And dude, I just like never rode it after that. Like I rode it, but
I should have pegs on it.
Yeah, well, like I was so stupid. I didn't know like anything about the tricks, so my friend gave me pegs, but I put both pegs on the back instead of like on each side.
Yeah.
So one time I tried to grind this ditch, and I just was gonna lean into the lip of the ditch, instead of like actually bunny hopping. And I just like spun like in a circle going down the ditch because the pegs were on both of the back.
That's
and
hilarious.
Tire.
So what was your first?
Oh, sorry.
So, no, that's good. So first, so first it was the bike.
Yeah. So then like
Schwinn.
And then I think my dad was like, I'm not gonna get you anything else like that. But my cousin Noah.
What do you mean, like extreme or like more like just like on that side of things like that? Because it is looked as like that's an extreme sport.
Yeah, he was
whatever, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like, it's just middle school stuff.
Yeah.
And then my cousin Noah, he moved to California. He moved to San Diego too.
Cool.
And so, like, over
So
there,
you were surrounded by.
yeah. So he was talking about skating all the time. So then, I think he got a board or something, and then like my dad was always kind of like competing with my uncle. So I was at my grandpa's house, and I told my dad, like, I really wanted a skateboard, and he was like, yeah, where? Okay, I'll get you one. And then I knew about Skate City, like I said, because of Chris Shahan. And so then we went down there, and then
This is before Blade and Skate.
this is before Blade and
This is
Skate.
your first board.
Yeah. So I was in 7th grade, and we went down there, and then my dad was like, he thought the boards were going to be like $50, like just the whole thing.
Oh, okay,
like a
yeah.
Walmart board or whatever.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
So then, they told him that the complete was going to be like 120 or something. So my dad's like, oh, like, I'm not going to buy you that. So he's like, you can pick the deck, you can get the board, and then later on, like for your birthday or something, we'll get you the trucks.
Oh my God, that's the worst. I did that to my cousin one time. I was like, he's like, I really want to learn how to skate. And I was like, all right. And I didn't, because our parents paid for that shit.
Yeah.
So I went to Blade and Skate, and I was like, oh, I want this, I want that. And they were like, oh, it's gonna be like $200. I was like, oh, I'll just take the truck. So I gave him trucks, dude. No board, no.
Yeah.
Just like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? Dude? Like, fucking idiot. Anyways, keep going. So what he let you?
So he bought me.
He bought you the deck.
He bought me the deck. It was a Birdhouse Steve Barra.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was either that or like this Mike Vallely.
What series? Like the cartoon series, like where they were all like.
Yeah, it was.
Because let's see, I'm trying to put myself around that time, and
it was 99 or 98.
Yeah, that's when they were putting out all those
98.
like weird like.
Yes.
Like,
so the one I had was like a checkerboard deck, but on the graphic was like a cartoon duck and a plane.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it said Steve Barra.
That show was pretty sick though.
And I don't know why I like that board.
But Birdhouse has got a lot of heat. Like they weren't like, man, I feel like blind.
Well, back then, no, Birdhouse was the shit because they had like Willie Santos and.
But people don't see, like, a lot of people don't know about skaters like Willie Santos. Like,
well, yeah, that was like the late 90s, so
man,
I already knew about them. Andrew Reynolds.
Tiny little wheels.
Andrew Reynolds.
Who else was on Birdhouse? There's Willie Santos.
Jeremy Klein, Heath Kirchart.
Damn,
that was that. Right. They were a sick team.
Untitled.
That video. Bucky Lassick.
Bucky Lassick.
Whatever. But
Andrew Reynolds was on there too.
Yeah,
no?
Reynolds, and then Rick McCrank was on it for a little bit.
Rick McCrank was also on Birdhouse.
Yeah.
So Birdhouse at one point was like the powerhouse.
Yeah, I mean, like
those fuckers ended up starting other companies.
And then in middle school, it was like no one really got into like the cooler brands. It was like, oh, you get World Industries.
Yeah.
You get a Powell, like an Angel Boy.
Yeah, dude, you're right.
Was that World Industries, the Angel Boy? Or was that World Industries?
No, Angel Boy was his own thing.
Okay, so
right?
Or you get
Think. Wasn't it Think? Didn't Think put out the Angel Boy?
I don't remember.
Anyways.
And then was it
I could have sworn they did, but
that was another brand. Oh, Element.
Oh yeah, I mean
it was like that was like the ones that people got. So Birdhouse was
nobody's getting no obscure shit like they were.
Nah, nothing like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like you.
But what was the obscure shit back then?
Back then, it
like,
wasn't really obscure.
What was the like the underground brands that were coming up, right?
Back then, it was like 101 and like
Never heard of
Prime.
Never heard of Prime.
Menace. They were like all like
never heard of Menace.
Like the LA brands like Cream Campbell. Like,
never heard of those brands.
Yeah, like they were short lived, but they would go. They were there, and you were like a real skater. Like if you bought those brands, like I was aware of them, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I was still a kid. Like, oh yeah.
What about blanks though? When did you get introduced to blanks? Because you could have just gotten a blank there, no? Like, because that was my first deck, right? Like a blank.
Well, they had
Adventures, and like some see-through blue wheels or some bullshit, right?
Well, they had Skate City blanks back then, but none of my friends would skate blanks.
Everyone had pro decks.
Yeah, like no one bought the blanks except for like the fucking really good skaters.
Yeah, that's true.
So then it wasn't until I got on Blade and Skate that they would start having blanks. And so
then what happened? My bad. We totally sidetracked on that. So you got the deck. Your dad got you just the deck.
Oh, and he bought me the Misled Youth skateboard.
Damn, the video. You got the. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the first. And then
What the hell? So you're at home like sitting with the fucking board, but no
so
trucks or
it was
wheels. You're watching, getting all.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, so you started carpet skating, or
I would
what?
carpet skate.
Yeah,
with
hell
I
yeah,
had grip,
dude. I
and
think
I would
that's
just
a big thing, man. If you don't carpet skate, like, man, it's a big thing.
yeah. So you just in my room watching
You're
this
watching the
youth,
video, just looking.
and then just this carpet skating, and that's like, and I
dude.
would, and then so I would show Shahan, and then he would show me his videos, and so it just kind of, and then finally my dad got me the trucks.
So okay,
Later
so you ended
on.
up getting your trucks.
But
So what? And do you remember your first complete like everything? I mean, I know it's a big thing. Do you remember or not?
yeah, I got Ventures, and then I got soft wheels, like really small soft wheels. That was like my first. Actually, no. I think I got some blank wheels, and they were like blue, like clear blue, and that was like my first setup, because the white wheels didn't come till like a couple months later.
Skate City was a shit, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
Okay.
you said your first, it was a blank.
What did I get?
What was your first pro?
No. My first board was my brother had a Shorty's blank.
Okay.
Ventures. And some like his wheels were already tiny. Like his board was already worn in at that time, and everybody knows that like the wheels were like the size of the bearing, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of got street cred for that because I was rocking his board.
Yeah.
And I remember like skating Albertsons right down the block, and there was a guy at the corner who looked at my deck, and he was like, "Oh shit," that guy, whatever. And then I snapped that board. I didn't have a skateboard. My mom bought me a Mongoose. Shit got stolen.
Mongoose board?
No, Mongoose bike.
Bike?
Yeah, and then because I was like, okay.
And
she was like, no, I can't buy you a board, whatever. No, I don't want you skating. So she's like, well, a bike, a bike will be fine. Which I feel like you could get more hurt on a bike. Not thinking back on it, like,
yeah, dude, it
it's
get
just like,
way hurt.
Yeah,
like,
bro. Like,
I got hurt so bad within like the first couple months with the first month with my bike, broke my teeth.
Yeah, I never got.
in the ditch.
Oh my god, man! If I think back at all the times, dude, there's so much funny shit. Because like, so around the block, nobody had a board. Nobody was a skater. Me and Paul, shout out to Paul Guzman, next door neighbor, good homie. He had a board, and then I would see him skateboard, and I was like, well, let me borrow your board. Everybody else had fucking bikes. I'll never forget the homie Roger had a Royce Union, and then everybody started getting Royce Unions, and everyone started like, because you could customize your bike, you can get different pegs and all that shit. And I was like, damn, it's like $1,000 bike. Like, hell no. My mom's like over here like counting frijoles and shit, like, no, it's not gonna happen. Anyways, so I waited. I had to wait like like a year, dude, and then Paul moved, and then my first real board was my first complete. My dad got it for me also. It was a Blade and Skate blank with like blank trucks and blank wheels because he didn't know anything about that stuff. But I already knew about skating, so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll get those Ventures again. Yeah. So I went back, I got those Ventures myself. It's for Christmas. It was a sick board too. I remember it was a block. It was like a black background, and it had like a block Blade and Skate. Who designed? That's a good question. Who the hell would design those boards? Because now thinking back at it, a lot of those boards were kind of ahead of their time. But they obviously Matt was Matt, huh? Matt was.
I don't remember.
Watch it be Miss Tally, like fucking no, dude.
No, I think I think
who was it?
I don't know.
Because they weren't. Okay, let's look back at the different blanks they had, because it wasn't just. What are their blank? Were they completely blank, or they had graphics on it? Because I felt like Blade and Skate would put graphics on their boards.
No, when Blade and Skate first came out, they didn't have.
It was just a solid blank board.
And then when they moved to the skate park,
that's when they started putting out board. That was the only board that they had a graphic on it.
Yeah, was that when you started?
Yeah,
because that's when because before that they were on Mesa. And that's where.
Yeah, I don't remember. I could have sworn, man.
They were only there for like a year.
Lies. I'm sorry, guys. That wasn't the first Blade and Skate.
No. They had. It was that one Donovan location, and they moved to Mesa.
I'm confusing it. It was Graphonics. Graphonics also had.
Graphonics.
Yeah, Graphonics had that.
I never went there. I didn't even know that existed till Willis told me.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Willis.
Yeah.
Willis DeYoung. Anyways, yeah, man. Blade and Skate, and it was. I remember my dude. He got me like an 825, and at that time you're like, dude, I couldn't do shit on that board. And then and then Joe was like, let me let me try it out. And he had already been skating. I think he was ahead of that's the thing. Like if once you start getting into skateboarding, like you watch one video and that one video kind of dictates a lot of your style or like the things that you like or whatever. Like yours was, what was it? What was your first video?
Misled Youth.
Okay, see, mine was Untitled, which is Birdhouse. So I always wanted those really small wheels, and then the board that my brother had got or gave to me was already set up like that. So when my dad gets me this monster truck set up, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But I got really good.
Yeah.
Because once you go down to 775, it's like ankle weights or something using the 8, right?
Yeah.
You fluctuate.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you remember what board like size wise? Because 775s are like popsicle sticks compared to like an 8.
No, I the first size I started skating was 775, I think.
That's what you started off with?
Yeah, because my feet, well, at the time I was like a size 10.
It's crazy that you go through skateboarding, like, or you grow up skateboarding and dude, everything is off. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
No, yeah. I should have worn bigger shoes.
dude, everything.
But yeah, 775 was like I knew that early on just because of my other friends would tell me.
So they already knew like sizes and.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, don't," you know.
Yeah, but then you got sponsored. So then what happened after that? So you get sponsored at Blade and Skate. You get put on the team. Start skating with all those. You started skating with the team. Like, how does that work?
No, they didn't. Well, we would do demos.
So that was the only time that you're hanging out with them?
Yeah, I mean, I knew them. Like
it was like a rock band.
It was like Josue. Josue was on the team.
Oh, snap. Josue was on Blade and Skate?
Yeah, Josue was on Blade and Skate. And then it was...
yeah, try to think back. Yeah.
Josh Melendez.
I don't know.
Fuck. I can't remember who else was on the team.
Obviously all like Franklin Coronado kids, right?
Yeah. And then, Josh was like, went to Santa Teresa or Sunland Park or something, but I can't remember who else was on the team.
Yeah, I mean, you were little. You were like 13 years old.
Yeah, but I was only, but then, shit. Well, then I remember they had like 2 guys from Las Cruces. This guy, Ben LeDuc. We're still skating now. I see him. And then, who the hell else?
I could have sworn it was like a huge team.
Gabe
but when you're little, you feel, oh, Gabe was on there.
Yeah. And then I can't remember. I was on the team for
wow.
I was on the team for like that, like freshman year.
But then it switched up real quick. I remember because.
Yeah. Because then, basically, and this is no disrespect to Blade and Skate.
No disrespect to Blade and Skate.
I just wanted to be on Skate City. So once I was on Blade and Skate for a year, I'm like, I think I can get on Skate City.
Because Skate City was a lot harder to get on?
Oh, and then Loeffler. He was on the team with me.
Loeffler was on Blade and Skate?
Yeah, he was on Blade and Skate. Yeah, because he skated in the contest with me.
What the hell? So then no wonder mine and Joe's progression. Yeah, because I mean, when you start skating, we're skating with people that are sponsored. You don't even realize that all these fuckers are sponsored.
I think my friend Ralphie, I think, was on there too.
Dude, so many people are going to listen to this and be like, fucking Mark.
No, I just don't remember.
Don't worry, we're going to set up an email. We're going to have, this is going to be a big thing, guys.
My memory's not that great from that time. There was a lot. Yeah, I forgot my whole group of friends. I think my friend Ralphie was on the team, and then because some of them got on the team and some of them didn't.
So then it changed up when you guys got to Donovan, because I remember was Nate on there or Nate wasn't on? Because dude, man.
Yeah, I think I when they moved to the skate park.
I don't know why I always thought there was like 30 people on the team.
Yeah, no, that when they moved to the skate park, that's when I was trying to leave.
Gotcha.
Play and skate, and then the other West Side. That's when everybody started getting on.
Gnarly.
So they had like.
So Skate City was.
Yeah, it was like Miller. I forgot his name. And then this other kid they used to call Baby Barty because he was like a little Chad Barty. Damn, there was a lot of them. There's a ton of people on the team
on
Blade and Skate.
Okay.
But
that's when you were trying to like, okay, I want to go to Skate City, whatever, personal reasons.
Yeah, because like I just shopped there and I'm like, dude, I know, dude, I think I can get in the team.
Yeah. So what did you do?
Oh, so me and Loeffler, it was like, that was 9th grade summer, I think. And,
damn. Dude,
and I was like,
all these time frames are blowing my mind, dude. I can't believe
like,
9th grade.
And so I was like,
because I met Loeffler 9th grade.
Yeah, so me and him like made sponsor me tapes pretty much.
Like, is that why he has all that footage, too? Because he learned how to film himself, and I was like, damn, dude, that's in his front yard on that box.
Well, he had been skating since he was like 8 or something, or 7. So
yeah,
he already knew about everything.
Yeah.
So because like
Loeffler.
our friends in that group, they weren't really about it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I had a lot of friends like that
they
were
were
about skating.
They weren't like they would skate with us, but they didn't want to like they didn't.
No,
wanna
yeah, it's a life.
it.
It is a lifestyle. Like it consumes you, man.
Yeah, so I tried to balance hanging out with them and like partying, but then I'd be like, nah, like I'm skate like as much as I can. So Loeffler he was like the only guy that would wake up early with me. So we would go on film, and then so we went to Skate City, and we
And this was while you were on Blade and Skate?
Yeah.
No wonder.
Yeah. And then the whole thing with Skate City was awkward. It was cool.
So were they it was awkward in both skate shops?
Yeah, because like I think we went to Skate City, and then I met Danny. I knew who Danny was, the owner.
Danny was the owner, yeah.
But he was like, all right, guys, if you want to be on the team, we have a varsity or a junior varsity or something.
Shut the fuck up. He said that?
Yeah, because he had like the kids team. Because I think I saw the Skate City had put out a video, and like they had like a kid
varsity team.
Yeah, they had like a junior varsity team or something. All the kids were on it. I'm like, dude, I think I can get on there. And me and Loeffler. So anyways, we went down there, and then he's like, well, bring us a tape, and then we'll review it, and then we'll let you know. So then it was like 9th grade summer, and we went to Skate City.
You're taking this shit pretty fucking serious.
Yeah, and then we went to Skate City, me and Loeffler, and we got dropped off, and then like we went to like this Chinese restaurant across the street. We were just waiting while they were watching our video.
That's so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, so it was like we were waiting outside for like 30,
what was your banger
minutes.
on that? Do you remember?
My banger was the Running Bear.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
dude, that's when you did it?
Yeah. So I had like...
All right, so people that don't know what Running Bear is a gap on the west side. Not a gap. What the hell am I talking about? It's a drop. But there is a gap. It's a gap and a drop. What would you say how big this drop is? It's like a good... it's 13, 14, maybe 15 feet.
I can't. Yeah.
So this is
like
off
12, 13.
It's by Ornado Middle School.
Was it? No, not 12. Is it
still there?
I can't remember.
Well, roll up to this shit because it's insane. Anyways, so what'd you do on it? I just ollied it?
Yeah, because at that time, freshman year, they had just built that.
Wait, time out.
Yeah.
Was there like a group of people watching you do this? Can you go? Because I remember this shit because I was, okay, what grade? When was this?
I was a freshman.
Jesus Christ, Mark. That's crazy, bro. That was for Skate City? That's what got you onto Skate City? I'm pretty sure that's what got you onto Skate City.
Yeah, well, because I started getting better, and then I remember like...
The Bulls.
I just kept hearing about the gap because nobody had done it before.
The gap or the drop?
The drop.
Okay.
I just kept hearing about it.
Running Bear.
Yeah, because this guy Josh Wright, James Wright, Josh. I think it's Josh Wright. He was like the only guy that attempted it, and he like it was.
Was it on footage? Like was it?
No.
So somebody tried it.
I mean, I knew he was like
who the hell found that thing?
Dustin Dolan. Well, we would drive by it like every day, because that's like when they first built it.
Yeah, it was literally called Running Bear. Mm-hmm. Now it's a Circle K, I think.
Yeah, so we'd see it all the time, and then I remember Josh tried it, and he'd like exploded his board or something. I don't know. That was like a rumor that he'd like board exploded, and so I just kept seeing the gap, and I was like, I think I was doing a bunch of stairs at that time, and I was like, dude, I think I can do it, and nobody had done it before. So I was
wait. You're the first person to do Running Bear.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Mark. You swear to God?
Yeah, I swear to God.
What, dude?
Yeah.
So then, okay. Oh, man, learning a lot, dude. And then?
So, anyways,
that was your banger. What was Loeffler's?
Oh, what did Loeffler do?
See if you could remember. If you don't, I'm just trying to find out. We can always call him. Well, remember, we're gonna be calling people. We're gonna be bothering people.
Damn it, I can't remember.
I'm sure it was some crazy like flip in, flip out shit or some back. I don't know.
You know what it was with him is that
he had backtails down.
He could I think he could do like nose blunts and blunt slides.
He could, yeah. You're on boxes, yeah.
So
you're right.
And I remember filming him, and he blunt slid like up his whole box and like nose blunt.
So a lot of this footage was like,
and he was younger than me, so he was like,
damn, dude,
like 2 years younger than me. So
all right, I hate to interrupt you. So then you did these tricks, and then
anyways, yeah. So then they, you're
eating the Chinese food.
Yeah. So then Danny
finished up your egg rolls.
Yeah, and it was cool that like the whole night before we had like rented Gleaming the Cube and some other movies, and
Excuse me? What?
that Christian Slater skating movie from the 80s.
Wait, what? There's this, what?
And Grind Session. But anyways,
So you guys got all pumped up.
I don't know. That might have been a different night, but I could have sworn it was like this whole thing, this whole plan we had. And then we went to Skate City, and then Danny took us back in, and he was like, "Hey guys, well, we put you on the team. The first West Side."
And this is while you're on Blade and Skate?
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? And also, Matthew and Joseph Poe were on the team too.
Skate City, Blade and Skate?
On Skate City
Gnarly.
at that time. So
both Poe brothers skated.
yeah, and they were on the team, so that's kind of why I was like, we can be like,
Shout out to the Poes.
yeah, we can be on the team too. So
Whoa,
anyways,
dude.
and so Danny was like, all right, you got to meet here every Saturday. We like do sessions and then we film. So then I did that, and that's how I met like Julian.
Oh
So,
man,
and,
I'm gonna start with Julian.
And then all this guy Frankie, and like once you got on the team, it was cool. Carlos used to work there. Really cool guy. He was always like the guy working there, but he wouldn't go out on sessions with us. But they'd be like, they told us, okay, you have to play Carlos skate, and that's like your initiation. So I lost to him, and I thought I was pretty good at skate, and I think like that was the whole thing. Like nobody could beat Carlos. So
He's like the final boss and shit.
yeah. So I lost, but it was cool because then I got to finally skate the mini ramp after.
No wonder you got so fucking good.
After months of them telling me that it was broken. So yeah. So then I skating with Julian, and then I met John and
So you both got on. You and Chris got onto Skate City at the same time.
yeah. So then like we'd meet there on Saturdays, and then Danny would take us with like his son, and then we'd meet like some of the other skaters.
So he was involved. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't just like, hey, this is a spot where you get your boards, like your sponsor. Like he was involved.
Yeah, so he took us to Las Cruces skate park a couple times.
I don't know, dude, that park, man.
Yeah, it sucked, but it was like
It is a mega park though when you're little.
I mean, now it's different, but I mean at the time we didn't know that. Like we were
You're just like,
this park's
holy
kind of
shit,
weird. But
dude,
it's
so
a park. It was like the first concrete park. You know what I mean? Because the Carolina didn't
In the
exist
area that
back
was
then.
well, I think Juarez had one. No. There was no concrete.
It was
parks.
the only concrete park we knew of, so it was cool. So yeah, and the Danny would take us on Saturdays, and then it was like a real team.
Did you tell your parents? Like, because I mean,
I was excited. Yeah, I was excited. They didn't understand, but I mean, they did. They
but they don't. I don't think they don't understand because like they think of teams as like, oh, you're on the baseball team, you're on the basketball team.
Yeah, so,
you know.
I mean, they weren't like negative about it or anything.
They were just like, oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and also it was like that time when my dad was like he moved out and stuff, so it was like a lot of that was
Which helped. The skating helps though with all that stuff.
Oh yeah, so that's my parents were going through a divorce at that time, so that's pretty much another reason why I just like dived into skateboarding. So much,
big
just
time.
because I was like, I don't want to.
Dude, I really can't believe that you're the first person to do running braid. I could have sworn there was somebody else, or like you're the first fucking one.
And Jonathan was there. It's funny.
Jonathan was there too.
Yeah,
dude. Because I remember we got out of. I think I was at Ornado. It had to have been at Ornado at the time.
Yeah, there was a bunch of kids.
Dude, there was like a fuckload of kids just like surrounded. I was like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Well, because I told somebody at school that I was like, hey, I'm gonna do it on Friday. I'm gonna take my board on Friday.
Friday treats, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do it, and then so, and I think I had already met Paul Ewan by then.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to school.
No, he
with us, right?
No, he was at Hornado.
So what about Jonathan? Jonathan was already at Franklin?
No, he was at
Damn,
Hornado.
so the word got out.
Yeah, and I think because I was skating there after school with, sometimes I'd skate with Paul. And then, so, I don't know, I just said I was going to go and do it.
Dude, how did that shit feel? Like, well, what obviously your board didn't explode, but, oh, bro, I bet that fucking hurt, no?
No, it didn't hurt at all.
What the fuck?
No, yeah, it was cool because I remember like after school, I was like, that guy Josh came by and he like was following me and he was like trying to talk me out of doing it.
That, dude.
He's like, dude, you don't understand, dude. It's like,
the guy the board that exploded.
Yeah, he was like, dude, it'll eat you up, man.
Eat you up.
I was like, nah, dude, and I was mad because
fucker knew.
I was like, why are you telling me this before I'm gonna try it? Don't tell me this shit.
Yeah.
So when I was walking, there was a couple of kids with us, and then like all the skaters hanging out outside of Hornado started following us. So then
I wish I was a part of that group. I was barely like getting into, because you know how it is with skateboarding. Like you need to find your crew, or you need to do something to like be part of the crew or whatever the hell. But yeah, dude, I remember that was a big thing.
Yeah. So then I went, and then the only reason why I tried it was because I went up to it and I looked at it and I'm like, oh shit, like everybody's here, and I'm like, I think I can do it.
So they gave you just enough room to land. They were just like all around that drop.
Yeah, they were like on the edge, and then like I think I had my friend Adrian. He was there too, and he was filming. He filmed for me. I don't remember, but anyways, yeah, I just kept going up to the gap like a million times.
How many tries did you do?
Well, the actual try it was just one, but
you did a first try, Mark?
Yeah,
I know. Like people obviously don't know, but his face is a little weird. He's like, kind of doesn't know like how to take it. But first try, this, you don't understand. Like if you walk up to this thing is massive. I remember seeing Kevin trying to nollie. He just nollie tuck knee, or I don't know what the hell he did.
Yeah.
Dude, like I think I even told him like, hey man, like you probably should stop. He's like, nah. I'm gonna keep going. You did that shit first try. I mean, nollie tuck knee is a little gnarly. Don't get me wrong, but an ollie is like. But also, like people don't understand, man. Like it's a rock gap, right? Like you roll up to it, the sidewalk ends, and then there's like maybe like I don't know, like a foot of.
Yeah, it's like less than, it's like 7 or 8.
So it doesn't fuck you up, like you just.
And then like you got to ollie over.
And then you have to ollie over like a curb.
Yeah, and
then it's a straight drop.
Yeah, so that was the biggest thing. Is just like you couldn't really like when you ollie, it just be
like a blind.
Yeah, it wasn't like you could see the bottom really.
Oh, bro.
So the only reason why I did it was because Jonathan, Cashmar, he went before me and he just fucking went for it.
He launched himself off. Oh, I think you did tell me this story. Okay, yeah, so he just threw himself?
Fucking popped and jumped down, and I was like, this crazy motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, I got it right here.
So he was your hype man.
Yeah. Well,
which he always was.
Because he went up to it like a million times, and I had already seen, like they had made a video called The Neighborhood Tour. Like Jonathan and Paul. And
shout out to all the homies.
All those guys in there, Hayward. And I really liked that those guys had put a video together. So anyways, Jonathan... he like skated to a Tool song, and like he looked all like scary like with his tricks. He's like all in these big ass flat gaps. And
wait, I don't think how do we find who has the copy of that?
I have no idea.
Oh man, I would love to get a copy of that. If anybody hears this that has a copy of
The Neighborhood Tour.
Neighborhood Tour.
Yeah.
Tour.
The Neighborhood Tour.
Or Neighborhood Tour.
So
and you had obviously already watched it. Everyone.
So I saw Jonathan just
go through this freaking.
I was like, oh shit! He went down, and I'm like, all right, I got it. And so then I just did.
Did anybody else try, or was it just you and him?
It was just me and him. I think Paul like tried it a couple. I think he went up to it, but he just like didn't do it.
Damn, this hype was real.
But it was cool because then like half a year later, when I was hanging out with Paul all the time, we were hanging out with Matt Talley and this guy Rob, and we went. I think we like drank like 1 or 2 beers or something.
Yeah,
it was my sophomore year, and then Paul ollied
Juarez boys.
So I ollied it again, and then Paul ollied it that night.
So you did Running Bear several times?
Yeah, just to ollie it. But
it sounds like I know. I feel like I'm. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but dude, that's just crazy to me, man.
And then like,
didn't Julian do it too?
He 180'd it.
Yeah, Julian did some crazy shit on that.
Yeah, Julian 180'd it.
Damn, dude.
And then I can't remember.
That's what sealed the deal then, pretty much with Skate City. So then, okay, let's go back to that. So you do all this, you get sponsored or whatever. So then, what happens with Blade and Skate?
I had to tell Matt.
How was that conversation? Yeah, but you'd already done your Running Bear, so you're like balls of steel. You're like walking in like,
it didn't feel good. I just
I'm fine.
Like he didn't take it in a bad way because I was there.
He knows.
Yeah, he knew. I mean, like he used to go to Skate City too, so it wasn't like.
So you didn't keep it from them. You weren't being sketchy. You were just like.
No, and then I was at the park like every day, so he didn't really.
Yeah, but it was kind of weird. Like after that, like you couldn't really skate the park, or I remember there was like some kind of.
No, well, that was later on, and that was.
It's crazy to think that there was like fucking skate beef.
Yeah, that was. That was just kind of.
Obviously, you don't want to talk about it. It's okay, man.
No, it's just it's not. It's just a whole long.
I don't want to force anything.
It's just a big long like thing that happened.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
But yeah, there was a time where like Skate City wasn't allowed into Blade and Skate. Yeah, because it was like there was a bunch of guys that were on Blade and Skate.
Yeah.
And then they just quit in front of.
Gotcha.
Like
there was a scene. There was an event.
Yeah, it was like the punk rock picnic or something.
Tell me more about this punk rock picnic.
So everybody was on Blade and Skate, like Johnny Fletcher and
yeah, because you guys were well, just to let people know, like everybody knew each other. It wasn't like there was beef. Like everybody skated on the streets together, or whatever. It was just the park.
A bunch of people on the west side.
And yeah. But there was 2 skate teams.
Yeah, and like it was this big group, like Chris Pleasant and Jimmy and
Jimmy Medina was on Blade and Skate.
Yeah, he was on like
since the beginning, huh?
He got on Skate City and then he like left.
It's crazy.
But yeah, there was like a punk rock picnic thing
at Blade and Skate.
Yeah, and then that's actually when Skate City had been sold to Gerald, and Gerald was the new owner, and all like the older guys that I was on the team with back then, they quit, or I don't know why. I don't know. Once Danny left, a lot of people left.
It was different.
Yeah. So then Gerald needed a new team, and I don't know why. I don't know who was beefing with who, but like I think John got on Blade and Skate for a little bit.
It's because John Molina, man. God damn.
Anyways, they had the punk rock
ping pong paddle picnic.
They had the pink.
I'm telling you guys,
punk rock picnic.
We got speech impediments for days here.
They had the punk rock picnic. It was a thing that.
Was this like a reoccurring thing? Like you guys would have them all the time?
No, I didn't have them. It was like KLAQ or Hero FM. Hero
so this was an event.
Yeah.
What the hell am I thinking? Like, you know how we would do it with like, let's come skate.
No.
So this was like an event, and Blade and Skate.
The Blade and Skate was there. And
was throwing a demo.
And then so was Skate City.
Oh shit! This is a cool story.
So
and
then we just had like ramps set up, and
that's where they quit. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'd be pissed too, dude.
So Gerald grabbed a bunch of Skate City shirts and gave them to like all the guys on Blade and Skate, and then Miss Tally was just like, all you guys are off the team.
Miss Tally being the owner of Blade and Skate.
Yeah, Miss Tally, Matt's mom. She was like, you guys are all off the team, and then
because they were rocking the Skate City shirts.
Yeah, and I think it was.
She said you guys are all off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
I think the only one that stayed on was John Molina.
Really?
Yeah. So I can't remember like what the reason why. But,
yeah.
But anyways, so they did a real like disrespectful.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, they were like, they're punk kids. We were all like shitty kids in high school, so so that created like this big like tension between Skate City and Blade and Skate, and then like nobody from the park was allowed to go in. I mean, nobody from Skate City was able to go into.
Yeah, and that was like a $5 cover, some shit like that, right? I remember that.
Yeah, and the only reason why they didn't say anything to me is because like I was.
Well, you did it right.
Yeah, like I told them like, hey, I'm not gonna. And then I
think that's with everything, right?
And I think I was even trying to be like, hey guys, don't do that shit. Like
you were the voice of reason.
Well, just because it was like a big spectacle,
God, dude, I can't even imagine.
It was like a big spectacle, and they were like wearing their shirts and like,
that's shitty, dude.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this is like I got to go back to this park.
Yeah,
we're not gonna like. I want to skate there.
Yeah, no, dude, Blade and Skate was the shit, dude. Especially when they built it all out. Because I remember when they first started, they didn't even have the quarters, right? They just had like the rail. Mm-hmm. Now I know what you're talking about with the PVC ramps, because they did have this like fake hubba, right?
Yeah,
with like
that was like the first. Everybody was like, "That's the first handrail I ever did." Was that one?
Yeah, dude. Dude, that shit was insane. Okay. So we went through sponsor, you went through there, and then what happened after that? So Skate City closed. Didn't you go back to Blade and Skate?
No, I didn't go back to Blade and Skate. I just
So you're a free agent?
No, I was still on Skate City, but I worked at Lane Skate before they closed. I was like one of my first jobs.
Really?
Yeah, and I just cleaned the toilets, and then I taught skateboarding for 2-3 times.
How does Summer feel? How does your daughter feel about skateboarding? When she sees you're obviously you're still pushing,
Yeah, no, she wants to skate more now. There was a period where she just was not into it, but I didn't want to push her,
Yeah, if she gravitates towards it, then that's cool.
So now she wants to skate more. And then I've been making sure that I show her female skaters, girl skaters. That way she knows it's not just
that's tight, dude.
So I show her Nora. I forget. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't know a single female skater. Oh well, no, Leticia. What the hell's her name? The Brazilian chick.
Buffoni.
Buffoni.
Yeah. So Nora she skates for Adidas, and
they rip. I know they rip. They're all freaking insane.
And she decorates her grip real cool with the ink markers. So
we need more girls in skating, man.
Yeah. No, there's an actual girl on girl skateboards.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Her name's
finally, right?
Yeah. And then, I've always, back from Toy Machine and Alyssa Steamer.
Yeah.
That was the only one.
Yeah, she was pro
back then. And then Kyra Beth Burnside or something. But yeah, so there's a lot more girl skaters, so I try and show Summer. Them. But yeah, she's it's just whatever to her,
Well, kind of going back to touching on why we love El Paso so much, I think it's obviously because of skateboarding. Because I talked to my niece last night, and she was like, "Oh, I can't wait to get out of here. El Paso sucks," and blah blah blah. And I discovered skating 6th grade, 7th grade, right? So I love what I did during that time growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
She I feel obviously if you don't find something here in El Paso that's gonna fulfill you in that sense, you cannot wait to leave.
Yeah. And
right.
The thing too that people, I think when they say shit about growing up on the west side.
Yeah, what's up with that shit? I still don't understand this whole thing about the west side.
Well, the thing is I don't think people realize that the west side was still pretty new, so there was not many things to do compared to the east side,
Yeah.
There was just Sunland Park Mall. And then 2 movie theaters. There wasn't any sports complexes.
No, okay. We had the Diablos on the other side of the mountain. That's northeast, right?
Yeah, but when you're a kid, you can't just be.
No, yeah, you can't. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're stuck in your side.
Yeah, so when you're skating, you just be on the streets all day. So it was you would entertain yourself for hours, and then if you don't have skating, what do you do?
Everybody needs to skate. Everybody needs to pick up a skateboard.
Well, now they have the internet and stuff, so they could do all this stuff. But when we were skating, it wasn't
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I do remember that influenced me a lot was there was a show. Maybe I think you know about it, but I think it was called Skate, right? And it was about a kid, but it was personal problems. It was a novela.
Yeah,
but
NBC, yeah.
Yeah, right? It was in the mornings,
Yeah, and on Saturdays.
What the hell was it called?
It was called Skate.
It was just called Skate?
Yeah.
Well, that went through the real life of a skateboarder. And the dad was an asshole or whatever. And he'd wake up and pick up his room just to go skate.
Mm-hmm. It's raining.
It's raining outside?
Yeah.
Man, this is one of the reasons why I love El Paso, man. It was 100 out there right now. Now it's raining. Just wash the car. Anyways. Okay, well, Mark, that's an hour. We've been talking about this podcast a lot, and I'm really happy that we're finally doing this. I think this is a way to show people who we are, but to also introduce them to the things that we're doing as businessmen. We got a lot of cool stuff coming out. Started off with Desert People. There's tons of stuff that we can go into. So we'll definitely be talking more, dropping more episodes, just talking about more of our upbringing and what we've been doing. We'll have guests. We'll have phone calls. It'll be extremely interactive. But I think we're good for this episode, Mark. We learned a lot. We'll probably pick it back up. Yeah. I still can't believe you did running where you're that's nuts, man. And Jonathan. I didn't know Jonathan also did that. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Signing out, Ferny Gonzalez, my co-host.
Mark Martinez.
Dirt Surfer.